What's up, everybody? Another video. A lot of videos today, huh? And we still got the Hawks Nest stream in about an hour. So, busy day, but you're going to have those sometimes. And we try to keep abreast of all Seahawks happenings. And we got the injury report from both teams just a few minutes ago, so I wanted to talk about this because I said that yesterday's injury report was going to be interesting, but we would really start to learn what kind of team we might have today, because the first practice, the Wednesday practice, was pretty light. This one was a little more serious, so you can get a better idea of who can actually go and who can't. So we've got the Seahawks injury report here. Did not practice. One name is expected, but the other one's becoming a little concerning. Artie Burns, at this point, it could be a while before he plays, right? Because he tried to play against the Cowboys in the preseason and he didn't look right. And now he's showing up with DNPs. So you got to figure he could be a ways out. And at this point, with the way things are going with Michael and I'll say Tariq, even though Tariq didn't play a perfect game, he hung in there. I would say that at this point you may as well just let Artie sit until he's 100% ready to go. And even then, maybe you don't play him because Michael and Tariq are doing so good. So that's whatever. But Shelby Harris, no practice again. That's indicative of the fact that this may be a little more serious and this may be something that affects him or even causes him to miss the game. Shelby Harris, maybe our best player on the defensive line. Some people would say Al Woods, possibly, but Shelby Harris plays more. And Shelby Harris, I think he played a good game against the Broncos. His presence is part of the reason why the Broncos tried to run the ball to the outside so much, I think. They felt like they were going to have more success out there rather than running the ball into Al Woods and Poona Ford and Shelby Harris all the time. So I don't know what's going on there. I didn't notice him getting hurt seriously in that game. I know he came off for a minute or two, but as far as I could tell, he came right back in. But it sounds like something has flared up, and it's a little concerning, the possibility that he's not ready to go for the Sunday game, because having him in a game like this, valuable. You know the Niners are going to want to run the ball. And you know the Niners have a weakness in the inside of their offensive line. Shelby absolutely could have taken advantage. We do have two limiteds, Justin Coleman with a calf and Ken Walker with the hernia. So both guys did practice some. The Coleman injury is obviously new. I did not see that yesterday. We kind of need him for the moment because, well, Kobe did what he did on Monday, and Trey Brown's not ready yet. So we need Coleman for the moment, so hoping for good news there. Ken Walker, he practiced in full in the light practice yesterday, and today was limited. But both those things, I think you put them together, you add them together, pretty clear indication that Walker is going to play on Sunday. How much will he play? I'm not sure. And you know what? It's cool, right? It's fine. We've got Penny. We've got Homer. We've got Dallas. It's okay. If Walker can only play 5 snaps, or if you decide to be super cautious, hold him out and he plays 0 snaps, that's fine. But the indication to me is that he will play. So hoping for good news tomorrow. And Gabe Jackson did have a full practice, so there was never any real concern there. But the relieving news is Quandre had a full practice, so he's good. And Damien Lewis had a full practice, so we can only assume at this point that he is ready to stomp down on that gas. And like I said, with Damien Lewis in the mix, I believe that our run game will be more successful, and we're going to need it going forward. I know we had good success passing the ball against the Broncos, but I believe this team's best path to success this year is to run the ball. They've got good running backs. They've got good run blockers up front. They've got a guy in a contract year. They've got a promising rookie in Walker. And I think you add it all up, you are going to have a very successful running game, and Damien Lewis is part of that. Nwosu also had a full practice, but there was never any real concern there. So that's the injury report. Some pretty encouraging signs here. The Shelby Harris thing kind of hurts because our defensive line, it's got some pieces that I like, but Shelby Harris was probably the best of them. And like I said, against a team like the Niners, you want your defensive line ready to go because they've got some real problems up front. But I think we have confirmation now that Damien Lewis is going to be making his season premiere on Sunday. And probably at least a little bit of Ken Walker. Real quick, the 49ers, their injury report's actually very simple. George Kittle, no practice. And Daniel Brunskill, no practice. And this is a big problem for the Niners offense. I don't need to tell you why not having Kittle is a big deal. You guys know he might be the best player on that team. Brunskill has been the starting right guard for the last 2 years for the Niners. He's played virtually every snap. And he's part of the reason, his absence is part of the reason why that Niners interior offensive line is in such a bad state right now. So that's a big, big bite out of that Niners offense going into this game. And it's like I said, you take stuff away from that Niners offense that is already not in an ideal situation. You take away Elijah Mitchell, and suddenly they're scrambling for running backs because Jeff Wilson looks washed up. Everybody who's watching Niners games say that Jeff Wilson doesn't look right. They're bringing in guys like Marlon Mack. They're probably going to give a shot to guys who look kind of promising in the preseason. It's not good. It's not good for the Niners. So you take away Kittle, maybe their best overall player, and you're dealing with the overall problems with the interior line, which are exacerbated by not having Brunskill, because at this point, the sense that I'm getting from Niners beat writers is that neither guy will play, and you start to run out of stuff. You're down to Debo, and I guess Ayuk. You've got your receivers, but other than that, and I guess your tackles, you've still got Trent Williams, maybe the best tackle in the league. You don't have a whole lot else. So there's definitely some opportunities for this defense to eat against the Niners with the state that they're in right now. You take away their all-world tight end, you take away their interior offensive line starters, and turn that offensive line into a little bit of a mess on the inside, take away their running backs, and you're left with a very inexperienced and clearly not 100% ready for this moment quarterback. It's what I'm saying is get ready for a low-scoring game in Santa Clara this weekend, and I'm not against that. I am not against that at all as a Seahawks fan. Bad weather too, by the way. They've already come out and basically said very high chance of rain. So it's going to be interesting, but this is a significant pair of injuries for the Niners. I know their injury report looks a lot shorter than ours, but if we get word tomorrow that these two guys cannot suit up for the Seahawks game, then I think that line, which is currently sitting at Niners minus 10 or something, needs to move significantly. And I'm going to have to give the boys a real shot. But we'll talk about that more in an hour when I preview the game with the Hawks Nest. So tune in, 7 o'clock Pacific, and I hope to see you there. Have fun with the Thursday night game starting pretty soon. Or it's actually already started by now. But go Hawks. See you guys soon.